Hello, beautiful souls. As you come on here, tell me where you are tuning in from. In the comment section, hit the thumbs up button, and that just helps the algorithm tell other people I'm live. Also, thank you for subscribing to the channel. If you've yet to subscribe, you can go ahead and subscribe now. Click the see all bell notification button so you will be notified when I am live. Okay, so Merry Christmas. Christmas is tomorrow, and I don't know about you guys. I had a beautiful day, and I want to share my day with you, and then I want to talk about something that I think will be of interest to all of you. Something that I think is very important as we go into the new year. Something that I actually have never struggled with, but a lot of people who have come across my path have definitely struggled with, and I definitely have shined a light on it for them, served as a pillar of light to see a dark aspect of themselves, just like people played that role in my life at different times. So I started out my day by waking up, harvesting the garden, planting my feet barefoot on the grass, letting my dogs go potty, kind of play in the backyard, and relaxing. I actually listened to a morning meditation that I usually do for like 20 minutes twice a day. And I'm trying to do it twice a day. It sometimes doesn't happen. My gym closed really early, so I hesitated with my workout. I had some groceries delivered. I got on my little workout at home for about 45 minutes. I had a client call that ended up being 3 hours. She's such a pillar of light. She's also a Pisces. And so when I connect with her, it's like I'll aid her along her journey, and then she aids me. She's a wealth of knowledge, has earned her stripes in the beauty industry, and she also is even a bigger wealth of knowledge, in my opinion, in finance and investments and things like that. But she touched a chord with me that allowed some emotions to come up within me. So it's kind of like who's serving who, right? But it's an even exchange because I'm big on reciprocity. I believe in the balance of giving and receiving. I've learned my lessons in that. Most people haven't. And so I think she knows I value and honor her. Uh, Definitely one of my favorite humans. So after that, I went to Trader Joe's. I picked up a lot of fun things for the dogs, Christmas gifts for the dogs, and other things, and opened up quite a few packages. I don't know if they were delivered late last night or today, but had a company that sent me a pair of vegan shoes to promote. They're also sending my nephew a pair, which I think is super cool. The shoes are made from pineapple skins. They're called OG Organic Garments. Super cool guy that runs the company. And I'm just really grateful. I love getting things, and I've got all these companies that send me things literally every day. I open a package every single day of companies wanting me to promote them, and I'm just so honored to do that. It's literally an honor. And I've even hired on extra people to help me organize that aspect of my business. And it is literally an honor, something I'm humbled with gratitude for. And I went to Trader Joe's. I picked up some fun things for the dogs and then I picked up some flowers and some food and came home and made enough for 2 dinners to take to an elderly gentleman that I met, I don't know, a month to 2 months ago. He's got 2 dogs, Mork and Mindy, and he has fallen on hard times, but he is a really, really nice person, super full of wisdom. And so I surprised him with food for tonight and food for tomorrow, and I think he really, really enjoyed my company. I think he's gonna enjoy his food. I know he'll enjoy his food, and it just made me feel really good. And now I'm curled up with my dogs, and I'm just, like, so lucky. I just feel so incredibly blessed. I feel so incredibly blessed, lucky, happy, just full of joy, just completely at peace. And I got to thinking what causes people unrest and what causes people not to have peace, not to have joy in their heart, to be angry and jealous and bitter of others and things I've been targeted with my whole entire life. And the conclusion I came to, and really the voice of God, rather, I've been asking this question a lot. I've told you guys I've went through several attacks in my lifetime of people who just honestly were from pure jealous and envy of the attention I get, people who've tried to stand in my way, people who've tried to hide me on the internet, people who've tried to block my path, and want. And I've asked myself several times why. Why? Like, is it their placements? Do they have a lot of Leo and Aries in their chart? Are they just egocentric and jealous because they don't get the attention I get? Like, why? Why? Like, people who would go above and beyond to try to kind of step on others, to step into the limelight, or who would clout chase and go after people that they thought. I thought, wow, why does that happen? This happens really easily for me. Like, it happens easy. Um, to posting and have it shared 50 times and have, it's not something I pay for. It's not something that's bot driven. It's not something that's manipulated. And I found that other people are really jealous and envious of that. And I noticed it first years ago on my Andrea Lee Cox page on Facebook, Leigh Cox. Connect with me there if you're not already. And then I noticed it when I started going viral on TikTok. I noticed it with my first viral video on my Andrea Cox TV channel. I noticed it when I would be in a relationship with someone and they would be jealous and envious because they would post something and get you know 5 likes, and I would post something and it would shoot up to 500 right away. Like, I've noticed this for years, and the conclusion I came to was, so we can't desire what other people have and think that's going to fill us up. You know, the definition of a light worker is not just to have lightness in you, is to not, the definition is not to want to desire to clout chase or to ride the coattails of others to achieve something, or to get fame or to get attention. That's the definition of a clout chaser. That's the definition of a fame monster. That's the definition of someone who people look at and think, "Huh, I really don't wanna pay that people for their services because they seem to be, you know, they seem to get really, weird if they don't get the attention they want, or they seem to be kind of trying to steal the swag of another, or kind of utilize that person's story as their own to try to achieve something, or they seem to be out for money. So, what is a light worker? Technically, the term light worker was first coined by an author who's a teacher. His name was Michael Murad. It was in the early 80s. And later in the late 90s, Doreen Virtue released a book, The Lightworker's Way. She now is a born again Christian. A lot of you know her. She recanted her oracle decks and all this other crap. The simplest way to describe a light worker would be as beings who feel an enormous pull towards helping others. They're also referred to as crystalline babies, indigos, earth angels, and star seeds. So these spiritual beings volunteer to act as a beacon for the earth and commit to serving humanity. Now, I just want to intercept here. It doesn't mean they're not going to have a bad day. It doesn't mean they're not going to be, bitchy towards loved ones every once in a while, or towards, their employees or staff or whatever. It's someone who carries a lot of power and a lot of energetic healing vibrations. And so they need to be around people they can trust. These are also deep empaths. They're people with a lot of water in their chart. The more water, the more the light worker, the more the healer. You're not going to find a triple air sign or a triple fire sign or a triple earth sign as a light worker. You're not going to find a Virgo sun, Leo moon, Aquarius rising, or a Gemini sun, Leo moon, Aquarius rising. You're not going to find heavy earth, fire, air placements in a true light worker. You're going to find, those can be supporters, those can be, they can have some type of healing ability, but they're not going to be a true light worker, because a light worker does not chase fame, does not chase money, and does not chase clout. Okay, so I want to say that again. A light worker does not chase fame, does not chase money, and does not chase clout. Okay, they're not waking up every day early to see who they can get money from. So they often feel a greater kindness and compassion towards others right from their early childhood. They've rescued several animals and other living beings in distress from a young age. Light workers tend to be overly sensitive, and hence they feel sadness and anguish for the misery that dwells in the world around them. They're givers, they're not takers. And if they are takers at some point in their life, it's because others have pushed them down so far that they're just trying to climb back up to get to a point of stability so they can give again. I want to say that again. They're givers, not takers. This isn't being read, you guys. This is coming from me, from my heart. And if they do become takers at some point in their life, it's because others have cut them down or done something to cripple them in a way to try to hinder them, probably out of jealousy and envy. And they're just trying to get back up so they can give again. So light workers tend to be sensitive. They feel sadness, they feel anguish, they feel the misery that dwells in the world around them. This is why they tend to choose professions wherein their empathetic nature can be used to assist those that need, nursing, therapy, rehabilitation, healing, caregiving, veterinarian service, rescue, research, teaching, healers, Light workers are highly intuitive and driven by their internal guidance. They can often perceive the emotions and needs of other living beings, which enables them to harvest and direct their healing powers towards those who need help. They also believe in carrying out coordinated efforts to dispel or chase away negative consciousness using their positive energy and healing powers. Sometimes light workers can actually have a dark and a light side, which becomes evident when they reach a certain pillar of ascension. For example, light workers know that without the darkness, there would be no light. Therefore, they'll be very triggering to other people. Why? Because they point out the darkness that people don't want to see. They call people out on their shit. They'll call people straight out on their shit. Not all light workers realize the nature of their spiritual calling right away. Some may realize that their purpose on earth is to elevate mankind's collective consciousness. Light workers can only sense a drive to serve through compassion from their own hearts. They feel good when supporting others through difficult times. They don't like to see others down. They are rooters for the underdog. So, what is a light worker? Well, they feel an enormous pull towards helping others. These, above and beyond spiritual beings volunteer to act as a beacon for the earth and commit to serving humanity. It's not a fake falseness or facade. The fake, the falseness, the facade comes from people who suppress their own light by trying to be what they're not, to take what someone else has. The falseness is the person hiding behind a computer screen from a fake account, attacking the light worker. The falseness is the person who is online stalking the light worker. Okay. It often takes some real, true intuitive guidance, as well as going through traumatic events in order for the process of self-realization and discovery to realize that a light worker's mission on earth is to make a positive impact in whichever way they can. Now, the one thing that they don't have in mind, I want to remind you this, is money, 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 constantly. Or I'm watching that person and want what they have. That's evil. That's dark. That's jealousy. That's envy. And that's a contrived, lower vibrational nature to latch on to other people's energy, or attempt to. No true light worker will ever have their energy latched onto. The second they figure it out, it's over. So, you know who you are, right? You know who you are. Everyone in this room knows who they are. You know if you're a light worker, a clout chaser, a lower vibrational entity attachment, you know who you are. People who aren't light workers but claim to be, and we'll call them false light workers, often trail true light workers to create a name or a persona for themselves. And they'll do this for years. Some of them, thank God, will finally find their own path and fall off. Others, the longer they stay attached to trying to be like someone else or create a fake facade or fake it until they make it, whatever it is, the longer they keep themselves in a lower vibrational state and go lower and lower and lower. A true light worker doesn't really pay attention to what anyone else does. They focus on how they can heal humanity, how they can help humanity, and how they can help others grow. They're not trying to hide someone else's work so they can take it. That's devil. That's low vibe. That's entity. That's that's not even the vibration of a peanut, a rotten one. It's just low vibe. So how do you know if you're a light worker? Well, you've read about light workers, you've wondered if you could be one. You can only find the answer through introspection. I just gave you different scenarios. Clout chaser, money hungry, entity attachment, or light worker. So which one are you? Are you jealous and envious of someone else? Are you jealous and envious when someone moves on without you? Are you sitting behind a computer screen from a fake account to watch someone else's stories? That's not a light worker. That's a low vibrational entity attachment, deep rooted core wounding that needs healed in yourself. It's sick. Light workers are driven by a deep felt desire to serve those in need and are blessed with highly intuitive powers and inner guidance that enables them to sense energy shifts and emotions like pain and sorrow in others around them. You know, I had someone email me basically thanking me for, you know, I changed this person's life. They're now growing their herbs. They worked on their marriage. They've lost 40 pounds. I love stuff like that. It's interesting though. I have this ability. Welcome, Melissa. Welcome, Carrie Ann. Welcome, Andy. I have this ability to sense when people email me, message me, leave a mean comment, leave it, whatever, who the account is from. I've always been able to do it's honestly it's like intuition on uh, like infinity, like a million fold up. When you have the type of water placements I have, when you don't eat cooked food, when you don't eat meat for several years, your intuition, it's like you can see through any veil. So, you know, I encourage you to listen to this over and think about, where are you on the spectrum? Are you the person that listens, that watches, that stalks what other people do? I'm not talking about on YouTube or in a general sense. I'm talking about people that you would never think of supporting or being kind to or purchasing their services, but you just hang out on their news feed, on their stories, on their and watch to see what ideas they come up with, to see what you can latch onto to try to make a buck. That's money hungry. Clout chasers are people that latch onto other people because they think they can bring them fame. So are you a fame monster? Are you a clout chaser? Are you do you have entity attachments? Do you not allow people to be free of you when they let go of you? Do you try to latch on to their energy? Do you try to keep them stuck? Do you not want to see them move on? That's low vibrational shit, folks. You're not a light worker if you do any of that. If you have any fake account on social media to look in on others, you're not a light worker. I'm sorry. Someone who's healed themselves does not do that type of thing. They just don't. So, I wanted to kind of clarify the light worker thing. When I went to see the elderly gentleman today, he actually lives in a nursing home, and they allow dogs there, which I think is wicked cool. The woman that works at the front desk, she's a young girl. She knows me because I've been in there probably about 5 times since I've met him. And she's like, "You are such a light worker. You are just a ray of sunshine. Every time you walk in here, it's like this angel walks through and it's like you glow and you beam." And I've actually been told that before, and I'm not boasting, you guys. I'm not. I mean, I walked in there today in yoga pants, a gray sweatshirt, and a beanie cap. But I get told that a lot. I get told that a lot by women, like at the gym and things like that. When you're a light worker, your energy is contagious. It's not there's no allergic reaction that other people get when they're around you, you know? You're not a succubus energy. You don't try to suck energy out of people. You're not into doing dark spell work. You're not into um, you don't have attachment issues. You don't latch on to someone. You don't partake in low vibrational codependent toxicity. You don't These things are beneath you. They're far, far beneath you. So I encourage all of you to listen to this. Carrie Ann, I walked, what is you say, 10,000 euros in 6 months. I only wanted to help and heal myself. Never talked to anyone about this. Oh, reach out, Carrie Ann. Let's do a reading. Reach out. All the links to everything are in the description box of each video. Look at my last video I did and click the description box, the arrow pointing down. So I just wanted to share this with all of you because we're on the cusp of a new year, and I think it's time for some of you to change your tune. I'm working on a series of oracle decks, and these are going to literally put me on the map in a whole different way. Oh, welcome in West Hollywood, Rena. And listen to this from the beginning. We're talking about light workers. And this oracle deck, it was funny. There kept being a hesitation. And it's like, I want to put this out in the right way. I want to get it patented. I want to get it blah. And so, as I was creating it, I was like Akashic Records, a healing deck, an herb deck, and blah, blah. I'm creating all these things and to put in the deck. And then I realized that the hesitation was I was supposed to move to this home on this mountain because the wildlife is so intense that there needed to be animal spirit cards in the deck. And I had a real problem with it. I was like telling my one of my girlfriends, I was like, animal spirit decks have already been done. I don't want to do what anyone else has done, like I'm such a pioneer. I went vegan 24 years ago before it was even cool when I lived in Dayton, Ohio, and it was because I had a dream. I knew that was the way the world was going. I started a tarot channel in 2017. There was only like 100 of us. And I'd like to be I wrote Eat Right for Your Zodiac. Do you know how many books combine astrology and plant-based eating? None. None. And so I like to be a pioneer. I'm not a follower, I'm a leader. And I have a dual mission. I have more than one gift. I have several actually. And I didn't want to do what anyone else did, but I know that there's no one better in this world to promote a deck with animal spirit cards than a vegan of 24 years that loves animals so much I won't even put them on my plate. And so I'm an idea bringer. The sad thing is a lot of people like to take my ideas and use them as their own and not pay me for them. But that no longer happens because I own everything. I literally know of 2 businesses that were named from stalkers that like read every single comment in my comment section on Facebook. Literally 2 businesses. Literally. And I don't want to say what they are, but these people know who they are. Like all you have to do is Google a word and a person's name next to it, like search it out on Facebook and you'll see you'll see how many times that person has used that word and the dates. So it's very easy. It's also an easy way to find out if someone's taken your work and tweaked a few words. And yeah. Anyway, I really hope that this video helps you guys step more into the light and less in the darkness, because it's vitally important to discover who you are, because the light will never shine on you if you're trying to be someone you're not. The light will never shine on you if you're just in something to take. The light will never shine on you if you're lying to yourself and to others. The light will never shine on you if you're a user, a clout chaser, someone who follows what other people do in order to try to get the bag. You'll just stand in a puddle of darkness. You'll be triggered by what everyone else says, thinking it's about you. That's no place to be. Oh, Carrie Ann, you should talk to people. You need friends. Reach out. Connect with me on Facebook, Andrea Lee, Leigh Cox. And here, let me grab the link real quick. Here's the link to my Facebook page. Right there. It's showing on the screen. And let's see. Yeah. I love you guys. And I will talk to you soon. Sleep well. Have a very Merry Christmas. Good things to come. Be well.